everybody. Welcome back. Today I'm going to try to make a touch mark. I've got this drawn out with my Sharpie on the end of a cold chisel. I took and heated this cold chisel up yesterday while I was working down in the forge. I heated it up to a nice orange glow and stuck it in a bucket with some floor dry in it to anneal it and let it sit there and slowly anneal. It took hours and hours for this thing to cool off. I'm sure this, being a cold chisel, that was a hard piece of steel. But what better to make a touch mark out of? Now today, we're going to attempt to remove the stock around them initials and make a touch mark. So I've got a magnifying glass here so I can see a little better what I'm doing, and got our Dremel here and several other attachments and what have you that we might need. So we're going to try this and see how it goes. Well, you can see we're getting our material down here, kind of defining the edge of that D. Boy, when we get into these little areas like this, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do that. That's going to be kind of a tough go, and the inside of this D, good luck with that, right? But I think we can do it. Other people do it, so I don't believe they're superhuman or anything. So we'll see if we can do it. So we're kind of getting there. We're getting quite a bit of stock removed from around the letters where I want them. My concern is, getting into those tight little spots. I've got a couple of different tools here that I can use, but not sure that they'll be enough. I may have to get a file here and work on that a little more. And I notice the tip of my tool here is getting a little warm. Not bad. It's not getting too bad, but I'm going to go get a little file and we'll be back. Okay, went and got this little file. That may be too big, but it'll help me get into some of those little nooks and crannies, I think. so far so good. Our stock removal process is coming along pretty good here. And you know, if we happen to get this too deep, you know, we can always take this on the belt sander and take this the lettering down a little bit if we have to. So I'd rather go too deep than not deep enough, you know. Then I have to come back and do the whole thing all over again. So so we'd rather go a little deeper than we need to than not deep enough, I believe. But it's coming along here. Very meticulous. I have to hold my hands really still and try not to mess things up. Well, after a whole lot of meticulous grinding and filing and quite frankly, it was quite a pain in the neck, this here's what we've ended up with. I tested it out on a piece of wood here, and I think it's pretty good. I think that'll work. Now we got to get this all tempered and what have you, so that it'll work on the steel. And we'll get that done, and then we'll try it out on a piece of hot steel and see how she works. So let's get on with that. Okay, so we've got our tool in the forge. It's up to critical. I can't find my magnet, but I've done this enough that I know. So we don't care about hardening this end, only this end. We want this to remain kind of soft up here where we're going to hit and strike it with the hammer. So we're going to quench this end here, and then we're going to try to use the residual heat from this end to temper this end. And I'm just quenching it in my oil, the same as I would quench a knife blade or other tools that I've made or whatever. And so we'll wipe some of this oil off of here. And I want to take and grab my grinder and clean this up a little bit so we can see. We want to be able to see our line, our temper colors moving up right here, and when it gets up to where we want it, we'll throw it back in the quench and stop the temper. You can see we're getting that bluish purple and golden look right there, slowly moving towards the tip. When that purple gold color gets all the way up toward the end there, we're going to quench the entire tool and cool it off and stop the temper. See how that's moving forward? I hope you can see that in the camera. I can't tell. I don't have a viewfinder on this, but it's moving slowly towards the tip from the residual heat left in the striking end of the tool, and we're getting pretty close. It's getting right up there about where we want it. And let's quench it. Quenching it will stop the temper, and we should have a good hard tool on that end. Should work just fine. Still pretty warm to the touch. I want to get it cooled off a little more. A lot of guys will take and quench the entire tool right off the get-go, and then you know, reheat the striking end and watch the temper come up. But I find it's easy just to quench the end that's going to be the tool end, and then hurry up and just have my grinder on hand like we did. And you have to have a clean surface there to see, or to be able to see your temper lines moving up, and then just let the residual heat that's still up here temper that, and it seems to work out pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and throw a piece of steel in the forge and give this thing a try. Okay, so we've got a hot piece of steel here. And we're going to give this a shot. Try one more right here. Off. Turn our forge off. We'll cool this off here real quick. So I can handle it. I need to grab a piece of sandpaper, I think, real quick, and sand that off a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, so you can see up here where we did this first one, I had my tool tipped a little bit and I didn't get a very good strike on it, but this second one, it looks to have come out pretty good. Making the maker's mark on there didn't really come out like I expected to, but I think that'll work, and at least we'll have a maker's mark now to stamp our knives with and things. So so there it is. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with me. It was kind of a monotonous little project today making this, but I wanted to get something done so I could stamp my work, you know. And I have stamped a few things, but I just used those little individual letter punches, and man, trying to get those lined up and everything can be a kind of a pain in the neck. So it's nice to have this made. Next step, I believe the next video is going to be starting on Bob's knife. So we're going to make a knife, and I hope you can join me for that one. And until then, thanks for joining me in the shop. I know it's kind of a short and sweet video, but just wanted to kind of include you guys. And so hey, if you like this stuff, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, help me out a little on that, and we'll get to making a knife here in the next video. Have a good day, man. We'll see y'all later.